What's going on, you guys? Hunter 1930s original fan
I like your intro.
We're back with another video. Today, I'm doing this live video because, as you read the title, enough is enough. The ghosting has got to stop. And yeah, I didn't want to make this stream, but it feels like I had to. And it's a damn shame that I had to do this because, who is this guy? But however, this ghosting stuff has got to stop because not only people have been the victim of it, but I got friends who has gone through a lot, and they just it's terrible. It's really sad that people are going through this. And I'm literally making the live stream on this ghosting stuff because literally it's getting really annoying. You make fan videos too? Okay, I see. But welcome to the stream. I hope it's a different like it, but it's just the ghosting stuff has really gone so far up and it's getting old. Like, I don't want to express it, but it's really getting so terrible. It's annoying. I didn't like to bring it up, but you gotta have to do it if people are going to do it. It's really annoying, and it pisses people off because it's like you don't care about them or something, and it's like abandoning them. It's something very important. Like, I didn't want to have to bring it up, but you got to bring it up when you got to. So, especially one of my friends has been gone through being a ghosting victim. I'm alright, I guess, but but I'm just talking about this stuff because I got friends outside the community that has gone through a lot, and I support them, and I don't want them to feel this way. So you got to do what's best for them, and you got to do what's best for yourself too, not to mention. And it was something that I had to literally mention, and it's kind of sad that I had to do it, but I feel bad for those people who literally gone through a lot. I didn't want to bring it up, but you got to bring it up. And it sucks, seriously. Because people who've gone through a lot don't deserve this. They are really good people, and I feel terrible for them. So, I felt like I had to make the stream, but holding it off, I couldn't do it last week because I was in Vegas and all that, and I had to hold off. But yeah, it sucks. I didn't want to bring it up, but it's just it's something very big and something that a lot of people just wanted to like have this end, but even I want the ghosting thing to end. Not everybody feels happy, and yeah, it's because of that. And I do care, and I just don't want them feeling this way. Like, why? Why does people do this? It's not cool. And And it sucks to see people upset because of this. Because it's like you're not caring for another person and it stinks. And yeah, it's like this thing's really getting old and there's so much to do. And I get that some people are busy in real life, but not everybody is going to understand that way and going to feel that way. So, come on. It has to be said now. It needs to stop. And I should have done this a long time ago, but, I didn't have time for it. But now I do. And, it's something big. And, the ghosting stuff is really getting on my nerves, too, for other people, including myself. And it's getting insane, to be honest. Like, it's seriously getting old. Hey. But I'm just talking about this for my other friends. That's why I'm telling them the ghosting thing needs to stop. Not only in business it's bad for, but it's also bad for a friendship too. And it's not just me that has gone through it. It's a lot of people. A lot of my friends has gone through it. And I'm trying to end it too. So it's something, it's something I have to put to an end. And, so, yeah, it's best for me to talk about it now than talk about it later. And I'd rather be bringing it now than wait till the last minute. And I didn't want to have to wait until this week, but I had too much assignments I had to do. Well, I'm not just talking about myself, but there's other people outside the community that has been doing it. So I'm bringing this up now because it's like if you don't care for those people, then it makes you look bad, seriously. And I seriously wanted to address this now than wait. Yeah, it's understandable for that. But the ghosting thing literally has got to stop. I don't care what it is, but if you don't care for those people, then you're going to make yourself look like a bad person. I guarantee it. And all I just want is just peace for these people and peace for myself. And there's so much you can do out there. And yeah, I'm still going to keep putting out content. No questions asked, but it's something I really needed to address. There's so much more good you can do out there, yeah. Yup, it is, Jax. Yes, exactly, Maddie. And if you want to join the live stream and talk about it, go for it. I sent you the link. Okay. It's something that we all need to talk about. And
shut up. You shut up.
And yeah, don't mind my girl in the background, but she's just styling herself. But right now I'm just kind of like addressing this. I wanted to do it last week, but I just couldn't because I didn't have that much time on my hands. And plus, I was getting towards midterms, and yeah. And it's really hard and stressful, these classes that I'm taking, so yeah, it makes sense. But do I really? Hey, buddy. Hugo is also another person that's been ghosted, too. I feel bad for him. But, it's very stressful. College is very stressful, especially when you're in my time of day. It's very stressful. But do I really wanted to make this stream? No. That's my answer is no. I didn't want to, but it's for the best that I had to do it. I feel you.
Yeah.
But it's not, Devin hasn't been ghosting me. He's good. He's just busy probably, and I'm sorry to hear that,
He doesn't
buddy.
trust you this year, y'all.
But yeah, this is why.
Here we are.
This is why we need to act better than they do,
We are.
and we need to be better than them. And yeah, to be honest, I feel bad for you, man. You don't deserve it. Hey. But, this is why we need to be better than them and show that we are better than they are. Because if we don't, then, then we're just going to look bad as they are. And we don't want that.
I swear he's freaking annoying. Oh, Romac is annoying.
Exactly, buddy. And I feel bad for you, buddy, too. But we want justice for the fan community. And for those people who came after the fan community, they done the stupidest thing in their life because we're better than they are. Big time. And you know what? The fan community wants justice. We make it this way, and we have to make our own rules. And we have to play our cards just right. Because if we don't, then the whole thing is going to fall apart. Yeah, that sucks. That's something I don't want to talk about, but that's something I might have to bring apart in this fan community. It really is bad. Yeah, that's another topic for the later, but today was the ghosting thing. That's another bad thing, but and excuse my girl in the background for that, but because I'm sitting next to her. And she is different, so whatever. She's doing her own thing. So. But however, I feel bad for you. You don't deserve to be ghosted, man. You and Connor don't deserve it. You guys deserve better. I personally think this is why I had to come apart and make this, because I want to put this to a striking end now than later. And the ghosting thing, and also Maddie might talk about this later. I don't know how she will feel, but that's something I gotta ask her if she wants to talk about it in the live. Yeah, nobody. Yeah, even all of us deserve better. Yes, that's another thing. about the fan community can be dangerous is that, yeah, some people are ableist, unfortunately. But that's going to be a topic for another discussion of the day. But today is the ghosting, and we're going to stick with that. And I didn't want to make the live stream, but who cares? Screw it. You got to. You got to step in and make the right choice. And that's something I had to do.
Sure.
Dang, man. This is why sometimes you just got to think what's right. And you got to stick up for what's right. And, there might be more live streams like this where we can hang out. But today, this one's not the kind that we hang out and play video games. Because this is serious. And you know what? I made this channel for fans and for you guys to enjoy. Not for ghosting people and talking about that, Okay, if you wish, go for it. But don't go too much off topic because this is something I have to address, And that's something, but you don't want to go too off topic. Same. I wish that too. So, Jax, you can bring it up, what you need to bring up.
Is that an armadillo?
And it's for the best for me to bring this up now than wait till at the last minute.
It'll make it talk real It'll make you talk. It'll make you talk. It'll make you talk. It'll make you talk.
And being smart about it, yeah, screw him. And his guys too. And you know what? And yes, Jackson, me, and Hugo are talking about this. Yeah, he is. I'm not gonna lie. But this is why you don't go after the fan community, because we can make you fold very quickly. And we got a whole pack on us to protect us. And this is what you got to be. You got to be loyal to each other in this community. I know. That's what I heard. And there's better things to do than just chat about drama, But the ghosting thing has still got to stop. I don't care how you feel, but sometimes if you do that, just at least try to say something that you care for people instead of not care for them. Like, what is this? People, we got to wake up. And we made the fan community to share our hobby and interest in what we do. This is what the fan community does, not the drama community. This is not what it is. Yes, it does suck. And we didn't make this community for drama and nuisances. No. And screw the ghosting. Yeah, I agree. But now back on topic. This is something, to be honest, this is why I joined the fan community because I was here to show my passion. And you know what? This is what I did. And you know what? I collect fans because that's my passion. And you know what? I've done it. And I've done it since I was a little kid. And I'm proud of it. And you know, if you're proud of it, keep doing it. You know, that's something I stick by in my heart, that if I'm proud of something, I stick by it. And, you know, talking about some mad facts is something I wanted to do. And you know what? Yes, go ahead.
What?
Go for it.
Everyone shut up. He's trying to explain. He's right.
But however, I've been collecting fans since 2008. I was going back to the OG members, but I never was on the social media at that time. I was going back to the days when we were with the OG members in the fan community and all that. That's how far I go to collect fans back. Way like into 2008, that's when the fan community, I believe, started to develop its thing. And I was one of the OG members, but I just was privately talking about it, but never really addressed it to the public. Yeah, sure, go for it, but yeah, I know. This is why I don't really join the community, even though I don't do it. No, sure, because me being a fan community member is something I usually did, because I've been always an OG member of the community, and you know what? I never back then when I was a new member, and I was a member of. I was not really a part of the fan community in 2008, but however, I was one of the members due to me collecting fans. But you know, and I just wanted to join it, so I was one of the last OG ones. 2016 was the last good days of it. 2017, it started to take a fall. 2018, it started to get worse and worse. 2019, and so on and so forth, really started to show the bad days of it. And this because people go after each other and, you know, and backstab each other. It's really sad, you know. This is what the fan community had to turn into as well. And, you know, even though I'm a part of the fan community member, you know, it's a big thing. And I'm proud of being a fan community member, but, you know, it's something I have to do.
You're not ever going.
Despite me being collecting fans all the way back to 2008, that's when the OG members were doing it. And, you know, and I was one of the OG people collecting it. So, and I kept doing it, and I kept doing it. And 2016 is when I started to see my last good days of the fan community, and I was there too. 2017, I saw it taking a fall. 2018, it really started to get bad. 2019, so on and so forth. But, you know, but this is something. All right, going back on topic. This freaking ghosting thing still got to stop. I don't care what it's like. You guys want to keep ghosting each other. That's literally like you don't care for people's mental health kind of thing. You know? And it's sickening. It's really sickening. There's much, much more things to do than just ghost people online for fun. And you know what? It ain't fun at all. I didn't want to bring this up. But we are still going to keep talking about it until it stops. You heard me. Until it stops. It's something, you know, it's a big disappointment, you know? I didn't want to have to deal with this BS, you know? There's much, much better things to do than just ghost people online for fun, you know? You know, there's really much more things you can do. I didn't want to deal with this nonsense, you know? Dealing with this nonsense is no fun. And you know, what I did for this community. And people keep going off the BS and all that, thinking it's true. And you know what? Some people set each other up. That's the lowest thing they can do. But we try to resolve conflicts once we get into it. But you know, but some conflicts cannot be resolved, and it kind of sucks to see it that way. What is this? This is not the drama community. This is the fan community for a reason. So yeah, it's a big thing why I wanted to talk about it, because the community was meant to express their passion for fans. So. Like, you know, there's much more better things just to do than just ghost people on purpose. You know, this is not what the fan community is about. As I said before, again, it's really meant to show your passion for fans. And you know, and yeah, me being a fan community member was a big thing. And it still is. It means a lot. And I'm honored to be a part of it. And you know what? This is why I formed the family to begin with, because we needed someone that's loyal. And we needed people that are loyal to our group. And you know what? That's what our theme is about, loyalty. And like, if you betray it, you're pretty much screwed. You don't rat us out. You don't do any of that. That's part of our organization. And you know what? When you join my organization, you never rat us out, because this is part of our thing. You don't rat each other out. Like, this is what the community is meant for. It's meant to do our passion and our love for fans. And yes, I'm just playing a video game too while I talk about it. But damn, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. Sorry to hear that your grandma passed away. You know, I feel bad that you had to do it. And that's what, when it comes to family members passing away, that's not something to joke about or laugh about, because, you know, it's effed up, personal. It really is. But, you know, it's something, but I'm choosing not to swear on my stream because, you know, because I want to keep it PG rated or PG-13, because I don't want this thing R-rated, because this is not what the channel's about. This is something, because we got to be smart with each other, because if you don't do anything smart, then the whole thing is going to fall apart. You got to plan ahead. And, you know,
Almost.
and I'm sorry you guys have to deal with this. I'm friends with you, and I'll take it. Thanks, but if you're a fan, then you guys got to be smart. You can't be doing anything stupid. Like, this is why I don't do the stupid trends. This is not what the channel is about. If you get hurt, it's a big risk. It's really dangerous. And this is why I tell people don't run your fans with this and blade on purpose, because what are you going to do? You're probably going to influence the little kids to do it. And trust me, a lot of little kids don't know better. And that's kind of sad these days. And, you know, that's why I'm being more uptight now, than later. I admit I am uptight about it, but you know, what do I want to talk about is something. Oh yes, I know, but
Bright and early for the daily races.
you know, Diamond. But you can nickname him Diamond or Hugo. I'll call him that. But you know, if someone dealing with someone's death is messed up too, and you know, and you make fun of someone's death, then you are literally are asking for trouble. And if you keep doing it, like making fun of someone's death, man, you're messed up in the head. I don't play around with that stuff. That's when I get really angry, is when people do that to my family. And this is when I take things very seriously, especially that. And what is this community? It's meant for us to show us our passion for fans, but okay, you're going to start drama, Cecilia. I can't have you do that. You go. This is what we got to do. We got to stop talking smack about each other here, because literally you're literally causing trouble, and I hate to block people on this channel for it. But you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And you know, me speaking facts, the truth is what I'm going to do. And what is this channel about? It's meant to do your passion, not this mess.
It's a dick. It's a dick.
And yeah, people like that don't deserve the admiration. Yeah, that's exactly messed up. And this is why making fun of grandparents' death or a family member's death is messed up. And it's seriously, to be honest, if someone did that to me, it ain't going to end pretty for them. Seriously. And that's when I take it very seriously to heart. And, you know, that's what I do, what I got to do. And, you know, it doesn't feel good, but, you know, I got to do it. You know, I see. But, you know,
What?
this is why I made this community just for, because you guys got to be smart about it. Because if you make fun of someone's family member's death, it ain't going to end pretty for you. And you know what? People have done that to me, and I don't forgive them. I don't forgive them. And you know, that's when I don't forgive a person, is when they do that to me, and I take it as a serious offense. I need to say it, but I do. I know who did that to me, but I ain't gonna bring it up on the stream. This is not what the channel's about. But you get the idea who did it to me. Did you know? It's you know who did that, and I know some of you know it, but I ain't gonna talk about it because that's another topic. And you know what? I just want this thing to end, and I want people to be in peace for once, or for good, for that matter. But you know what? I really do miss my best friend here online, chatting on the stream and talking about this with us to kind of debunk this. And you know, this is something, but you know, because I really do miss her. Seriously. Sure, my girlfriend's here and all that, but you know, but this is the community was meant for, to show your passion, not to make a mess out of it.
And along comes.
And you know, even Steffi has been ghosted too. I forgot to mention, and I feel bad for her.
Uh-oh.
And you know, this community was meant to make peace like this, you know? You know, the community was meant to have fun. That's why the fan community was made. And you know what? Not to set people up. This is one thing, but the community that we don't tolerate is when you set us guys up. Like, you know, one thing I gotta say, yeah, it would have been a little different by now. You know, you can't turn back time. You only can move forward and try to prevent that more from happening. But, you know.
When people run.
Why did I... And I might do a Q&A stream eventually. It can't be something inappropriate or anything like that. Because... But the Q&A stream might be coming later. As long as it's not personal or anything like that, then that's how I'm going to play it by. But if you want to do a Q&A stream, fine, I'll do it. And you know, some people want to ask me some questions about it. You know, this is what the community is supposed to be. Not meant to ghost each other. This is meant to have fun. And you know, I feel bad for Steffi as well because, you know, she doesn't deserve to be ghosted. She and me have been friends for 7 years. And you know what? I look after her because we're close. And close friends stay together as best friends. Like that. And sure, I love Sam. But, you know, I still look out. I'm very protective over my closest people. Like I am protective over my girlfriend as well. And that's a good thing. I'm very protective. And sometimes I may be a little bit too protective, but that's something I can try to resolve about that and talk about it with people. But you know, if I'm protective, that proves your loyalty to that person. And yeah, I am very loyal with my girl and my best friend. And I don't want her to get hurt or anybody who I love to get hurt. You know, that's something I'm very willing to protect. But, you know,
That is an error.
You know, this community is meant to have fun, not to make a mess out of it. And I know people screw around and be thinking that fans are toys to play with. Nuh-uh, they aren't toys, especially with the Hunter Original, because that weighs around 50 pounds, and you can get hurt too. So, but that's not the topic. But and this is why ghosting me on that topic was a bad idea,
It's scary.
and it's one of the most dumbest things out there, because it can be your last mistake,
I didn't know we were
and it could cost you something.
You failed me.
And I hate to say it, but it can cost you something. Your life, money, property damage, whatever. That shouldn't be ghosted either. But you know what? This ghosting things with best friend,
Your coach is a freaking monster. She is a monster.
you know,
I'm scared of
literally,
her.
this is why
This is the
And you know,
here, apparently.
tomorrow I might do a gaming stream plus Q&A too. So, you know what?
Nah.
The ghosting thing needs to stop. So, you know what? I'm pretty much getting the heck out of here. I don't really have much anything else to say about the ghosting stream. And you know what? The ghosting needs to stop. This is it. Hunter 1930s original fan collector, etc. Signing out. We're getting out of here.